Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I'm going to show you how to take an image from Creative Fabrica and make it into a coaster. I just got these super cool coasters, and not only did I get the coasters, but 4 coasters fit into these really nice wooden stands. They have like little feet on the bottom, and 4 coasters would fit into here. So I think these would make a terrific gift for you to give for Christmas or something else, especially if you're doing sublimation. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So let's go down to my screen. Okay, this is the bundle that I have, so I can't really tell you how much it cost to buy it because I own the monthly club monthly subscription. When I bought it, it was $13, I believe it was. Now it's 16. Sometimes it goes to 9. I'll have the link for it down below. Keep checking it and watch for it to go down low because it's a really, really good bargain, especially because you can cancel it anytime after you get a bunch of stuff that you might like. So this is the bundle that I'm using. As I said, I downloaded it, so I already have it saved in my stuff. And here they show you some examples of what you could do with it. As a matter of fact, I think I'll make a maybe I'll make a baby onesie with it as well, but we'll see. But today my goal is to do the coasters to show you how they work. So I downloaded it and then I unzipped it or extracted it, and now I'm ready to go. So here we are, and this is the one I decided to use, but I don't really like the way it's done. First of all, I don't want it to say holidays. I would rather it say Christmas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this thing and say release the compound path. That's going to allow me to move these things out because I don't need Merry and I don't need holidays. I'm going to make my own. Okay, so I can grab these back again and say make a compound path. So then that's cut out again just like that. So these guys are the trees that I'm going to use. And of course, this would make a really nice print and cut card too, wouldn't it? You could put this on a card and type in your sentiment right here, and you're good to go with all your Christmas cards. And then if you wanted to, you could add some embellishments like glitter or something like that. Glitter glue, the stickles that I like to use. Anyway, I'm going to just leave this here. Then I'm going to come over to the text tool on this side and type in. But before I do that, I just noticed something. There's a bunch of junk left over here. Do you see these little pieces? I want to make sure I get rid of all that stuff. Okay, before I continue any further. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come again, as I said, to the left-hand side where the text tool is. And I'm going to type in Merry. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do these one at a time. So I'm going to highlight on that because I know what font I want to use. I want to use a fun one that I like to use a lot. You may or may not like it, but you can choose any font you like. I like to use this one called A.R. Christie. So I'm going to make it larger. So there's that so far. Then I'm going to come over here to the text tool again and type in Christmas. And once again, I'll get A.R. Christie. Like that. Okay, when I make Christmas bigger, let's see if it looks to be about the same size as Merry. What I could do if I wanted to make sure that it was exactly the same size, I'll put the M, so that's, is there an R we can test? Okay, well this is just a teeny bit bigger, so I could probably just stretch it like that. So then they should be just about the same. So that's exactly what I want, kind of. What I want to have is I want to have some really pretty pattern behind these 2 fonts or these 2 parts of a sentiment. So to do that, we get a nice plaid that comes in this same bundle. So I'm going to go to File and Merge, and there it is. I'm going to use the red one this time. So I'm going to insert it. And look how cool it comes in with these jagged edges too. You might want to use those for something, right? But for right now, what I want to do is this. I'm just going to color these letters so they match this. So an easy way to do that is this. Click on this word, hold down my Shift key, click on the second word, and then come over here to this eyedropper the Transfer Properties eyedropper. This is a new one to a lot of you probably. It's this eyedropper down here. I'm going to say Transfer Properties. So I'm going to come over here. Whoopsie. I've got to click on it first. Then come over here and click on this. Do you see what that did? That automatically put that pattern right there into my letters. Of course, it's not exactly the way I'd want it to be. So what I can do now is to come up here to the paint palette on the right hand side, click on that, and go to the third button over, which is the paint fill pattern, or the fill pattern one. Go to advanced options, and I could scale it up and down if I'd like to, like that. I could, let's see, aspect ratio. I'm going to do this again. Let's scroll out. So I have that clicked, get my Transfer Properties eyedropper and click on this again. So that should make all the pieces the same size, I believe. So let's make them bigger. All right, that looks pretty good if you ask me. So let's check it out. Let's scroll in so you can see. Okay, isn't that cool? I just love that. So what I could do now if I want to is I could change the scale of this. If I want to make it bigger or smaller. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay, so what I did right now was I messed this up because now these jagged edges are showing up some places. Maybe that you would like that, but I don't want it for this particular item. So I would come down here to where it says Pan Pattern. Click on that. Once I click on that, I need to look in my area for this little circle with a four-headed arrow thing on it. If I hold on right there, that's when I can move this pattern all around. But I can see that I'm still going to have some trouble with that. So what I'm going to do then to alleviate that problem is change my scale. So I'm going to make my scale go up. And I'm going to closed up for me. Okay, going to go to advanced options. Again in the fill pattern area, I'm going to change my scale. There's that scale. Oh, I didn't have them both selected. That's the problem. And let me select this one and change its scale too. I can change them to anything I want. So that's perfect in my book. I like it a lot, but I want to do a little bit more to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. I'm going to come up here to where the line area is, and it's on black already. So I'm going to change the value or the point size or the weight to about a 1.25. And maybe you can see that that's added a little black line around this. So then, and I just think it highlights it a little bit more. I'm going to do the same thing to the word Christmas. The black line is already selected. And what did I come up to? 1.25, I think it was. So that looks pretty good to me. Okay, let's scroll out a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of this piece over here. I don't really need that for this picture. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I know my coasters measure 4 by 4 and they're rounded rectangles. So I'm going to come over here to this tool, get the rounded rectangle, draw it out any size. And then with the lock unlocked, I can change the width to 4 and the height to 4, like that. And I could make it white if I want to because that's what color mine are. Now what I need to do is I need to shrink these guys down so they're going to fit on there. So I'm going to right click on this to send it to the back, and then I can bring these here, and I'll probably group all of this. Group, and then make it smaller. However, I'm not seeing that offset. I thought I put a white offset on here. I guess I didn't do that yet. So what I still want to do on this one, and let me scroll in, I thought I had, but no, I did not. I want to make a nice white offset on this. So I'm going to come over to the offset panel, which is the star on the right-hand side, and change the word to offset. I'm going to get rid of that point size on my line up here because I don't want any line to show up anymore, so I'm going to go back down to 0. And I'm also going to change my offset to 0.02. I think that's what I liked. Yes. So I'll just make that, or maybe I'll make it a 0.03. I guess I'll like that. We'll see. I'll make that white. And I probably should make a, whoopsie. I want to group all of this. And I'll make a duplicate of this one. Hold down Alt and bring one over. And I'll bring over my coaster and the trees, which I can also duplicate over here. So this could be it, except for I think I would like to make my trees a lot taller so they have a little bit more oomph to them, right? So I'm going to click on this and just make them taller and probably wider as well, like that. And I'm not sure, maybe I did like it with a smaller offset. Let me make another one of these. I have this one. So I can just undo this, undo. Whoops, it's going to go undo everything there. Oh, wow, that's okay. So I'm going to undo. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to go back to no offset. And I think I'll just go back to what I originally liked, which was 0.02. And hit enter. Then I'm going to make that white. And I'm pretty sure that's the way I really like it. So I'm going to group that. I'll drag this one over there. All right, bring the coaster back. Put this here. Bring our trees back. And of course I could put this anywhere I wanted to if I wanted it down here. But for some reason I was just liking it over top of the trees. So I'm going to do that again. Of course, this is all up to you, whatever way you want to design it. Let's see, what do I like? Kind of like it like that. So again, this is just, personal preference, how you'd like it. If you would like the letters over top of it like that, let me duplicate this one. Let me group it first, and I'll go ahead and duplicate it. And then let me change this one. I'll ungroup it. And let's just see if maybe you might like it with the trees a little smaller. And the word Merry Christmas down here. Or maybe the word Merry Christmas up above the trees. I don't know. I think that looks a little boring to me, but maybe, you could figure out a way that you'd like to jazz it up to make it look more exciting. Okay, that's looking a little better, but I still think I might like this one better. I really do. I'm sure I do. That just looks a snowy feel to me. It looks like a wintry feel. So this is the one I'm going to use. So let's get rid of this and this other stuff I don't need. So now I'm going to make this into my coaster. Now remember, my coaster is 4 by 4, so this is going to fit perfectly. What I'm going to do, let's scroll out a little bit. I'm just wondering now. Okay. I don't think I can fit 4 on here, but if I don't put the box, just thinking aloud, maybe I can fit 4 on here. This again is my little mat that I so dearly love. My little machine, the Portrait 3. It's just a handy little machine. I thought of one more thing I did on mine, or I wanted to do. I did a sample first, just playing around with this. I went ahead and I put 2020, and my initials. And I made them black. I don't know, it just seemed like it was a cute idea if it's going to be a gift, just so people can remember, where they got it if they're interested. So I could just make this small like this and put it maybe right down here or down here, kind of hidden. Maybe even smaller. Like that. And I could even, if I didn't want to make it black, I could make it just a darker gray color. So it's not quite so obvious. Let's look in closely and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, I like that. See, that makes it look kind of cool. Especially if you're making things, to sell them, you might like to do this. And of course, you could personalize these things so easily. And if you already had most of it printed out, I'm wondering if you could add, well, anyway, let's just work on the coaster today. So instead of having these here, I'm just going to delete these because I'm not going to work at trying to put my name or the date in there again. So I'll just group this and then I'll hold down Shift and copy it over here. And then I can hold down not the Shift, the Alt key and pull another one here and another one here. Scroll back out. So these are going to be ready to go, and I should be able to make all 4 of them. Let's see, what size are these together? 8 by 8. I forget what size my heat press is. If I can do it with my Cricut heat press, no, I'll do it with my regular heat press to start with, and then I'll see how much space it takes, and maybe another time do it with my Easy Press. I'm really excited to try this, so. Okay, so what I need to do first is to go ahead and mirror these. So flip horizontally whenever you're doing sublimation. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send it just to see how it's going to work. And of course, I don't want to cut all of that. All I want to do is cut the edge. So it's going to cut the edge like that. Now notice some of these things are a little too far over. So I should, if I can here, I should go back to my design area and move these over. Whoops, they're all grouped. I just have them to select it. Okay, there's that one that way and that one that way. Move this one and move this one. And now let's see if they're going to fit. Send. Almost. Looks like these 2 over here still need to be moved a little bit. So they're going to move this one, boop, couple dots over, and this one a dot or 2 over. And now let's check. Just about. All right, check one more time. Okay, perfect. There we go. So this should work perfectly. And if you're OCD, and I am not, but what you might want to do is go ahead and grab both of these and come up here and say align to the bottom so they're aligned nicely with each other. But that's totally up to you, and you could do the same thing here. Come up here actually is the easiest way and just say align to the bottom and send. Okay, that looks perfect. So I'm going to go back to design, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, Print. Now, as you know, I could just go to Print again. The printer that I use for my sublimation is a Epson Workforce 7720. So I click on that. Then I come to Preferences, and I make sure that I have my sublimation preferences picked. When I have that picked, it automatically changes all the settings over here that I want, including the quality. I went to more settings. I wanted high quality. More options for the color correction. I said custom, advanced, ICM. I use the ICM color correction because I'm using Cosmos ink, and that's what's recommended on their website. So that's okay. So now I've got to put my paper in, and I'll go print this out, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, all 4 of my coasters have been printed out. I am going to have it cut with my little portrait machine. You can very easily just cut this yourself, and you don't even have to have a cutting machine to do this. You could just cut it around each one of these, kind of fussy cut, as they say in quilting, and you'd be ready to go. But I'm just going to cut mine with my uh, portrait since I have it available right there. As you may or may not have noticed, the colors do not look very vibrant, but once the heat press has been put on them, you're going to be surprised how well they pop. So let me go ahead up here now. Do you know, I just realized something. I can't even cut this on my machine. Do you know why? I forgot to add these lines right here in the setup panel. I didn't put on my registration marks. So look at my paper here. There are no registration marks. So I am going to have to just cut this by hand, which is very easy. No biggie. So let's see. I should have... Okay, I have my X-Acto knife and a ruler. So I will just do it like this. So I'm lining up the edges to make sure I'm getting some nice straight cuts. Okay. Okay, the first thing that I did according to the instructions was I just put the blanks on here face up, and I put this over top of them, this Teflon sheet, and heated them for 20 seconds. Then I let them cool, and now I put their piece on here and taped it on, and now I'm going to use this sheet again over top. A little concerned with this one because it seems like that one can move, but we'll see what happens. I'll push this back in, and according to the instructions from the website where I bought these, as I said, pre-press for 20 seconds, then press for 60 to 70 seconds, medium pressure for 60 to 70 seconds, 400 degrees. I'll get you situated over here so you can see when I take them out, because it's just about 10 more seconds or so. Okay, that should be done. I guess I can try to slide one of these off. And let's see what we got. Oh, it's really pretty. Can you see that? Really pretty. I like it. There's one. Two. Just holding it with my pot holder and ripping the paper off. 3 and 4. And as soon as these cool down, oh, this one did not work. This one did not work. I wonder what happened. Look, I've got one dud. I don't know. And this isn't the one that was up in the weird area, I don't think. But, okay, so we have 3 of them that are good. I'll need to make one more so I have a set. And once they're done, I'll show you how nice they look in the little holder. Okay, I love how these coasters turned out. I am just thrilled with them. I wish you could see the colors in person. I will bring one up closer so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I want to tell you something. You can make these for gifts to give away, but I bet you could sell them as well. I'm going to show you, if you follow me back to Silhouette, I'm going to show you how much it cost me to make a set of these. And maybe we can talk about what you might like to sell them for. So meet me back there. Okay, so you saw that I made some plain ones, but how easy would it be to just change out somebody's name on there, right? I mean, customize them, and that would really make them a more enticing gift for people to buy from you to give to their loved ones. So I just did this for my friends, the Lanes, and I could easily make 4 coasters. Save this as my sample, and then just undo this, ungroup it, get rid of the word Lanes, and then type in something else like well, let me get this. Okay, there we go. And I can just type in something else like the Rices, the Warrens, whatever I want, right? And then all I have to do is just go ahead and get everything centered again, and then just group this back together. Right click and group, and then I would be all ready to go ahead and duplicate this 3 more times by holding Alt down on my keyboard, and as easy as that, I'd be ready to make another set. So here's what I was figuring over here. Now, I don't sell any of my things ever. I just don't do that. I love to make the tutorials for you. I love to teach you, so that's what I do. A pile of stuff back there that I've made, and I wish I knew what to do with it. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. The stands that I bought, these little stands, I think they're beautiful. They come wrapped like this individually, and they're wooden, and they're really, really nice. And they have these little felt pads on them, and they hold 4 coasters. So the stands cost $4.92 for 2 of them. So I guess for one of them, I figured out that it would be like about, what, $2.50? So $2.50 each. Okay, let me make this larger. All right, so we'll say $2.50 each for these. And now the coasters are $8.95 for 5. I was like, why do they give you 5? But I guess it's a good thing just in case you mess one up. But probably you won't mess them up very much. So they end up being, the coasters are $1.79 each. So 1.79 each. So the total cost for a set of 4 with the holder is $9.66. So I was thinking, heck, sell them easily for $20. So you'll make $10 profit on each one. And I think that's a pretty good deal. And I think they would sell for $20 for a set, especially if they're personalized. Now, I've never done this. Like I said, I've not sold stuff. But if you do this over the internet, I suggest that you make sure you get a 50% down payment, because if they end up not paying for them, you're out those coasters, because you can't sell them to somebody else with a name on them. So as long as you get the money, the 50% down, you will cover your costs and you won't have lost money. So that's it. I hope you like this tutorial. Hey, if you have another idea about how people could sell them, leave a comment down below. Maybe we can help each other in these hard times. So I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. A lot of you that are here aren't subscribed. I'd love you to subscribe and hit the bell and join me again. See ya. Bye-bye.